All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's officially the last open office hours of 2025. Going out with a bang. And we got some folks that pop in every once in a while. So this is great. Hello, hello. All right. So before we kick off to the open floor, I do have an announcement to make that starting in 2026, these will no longer be open office hours with Amanda. These
What?
will be open. I know. I'll still be here and I'll still be coughing on. But they're actually going to shift to Farrah Keenan, and she's going to start convening these and being that go-to representative from the programs and partnerships world. You'll still have access to everybody here, and other food bankers will be joining as needed and filling in. But as many of you know, I did get a little bit of a position change, and with that, some of my responsibilities have to shift as well. But this is a great opportunity for Sarah to have this candid conversations with all of you and this new like connection. So, and with that, what's on everyone's mind? What's going on?
So, Amanda, I just had pantry today, and I came
Yeah.
across three people that had trouble with their turkeys. When they thawed them and opened them up, there was gray matter around the giblets. I do have a picture that I can send you after this. One lady wasn't sure about it. She kind of cut it off. She did roast it and she got sick. There was another family that didn't cook it at all, and the whole family got sick. So I don't know if it's turkey related or whether in the washing and preparation of the turkey they got salmonella or what. But so I've got three or four reports, and they could have all come from the same case. We don't know. The individual that had the initial turkey report
Hmm.
um told me that the turkeys came from Minnesota, or do you know anything about where they came from? And that there had been a recall on turkeys from that area. So I don't know. I'm only getting bits and pieces, but I want to make
Okay.
sure that nobody else is getting sick too.
Right, right.
I served over 100 people today. Nobody else mentioned it. So, but the fact that I had, as I said, three or four.
Okay. Just so I will want you to follow up with Aaron. However, I do have a quick question. Were these specifically from the turkey grant, or did you also purchase the wholesale ones that were on the menu?
No, from the turkey grant.
Okay. Please follow up with Aaron with all the information so that we can have our food sourcer kind of do some research and see what's
Okay.
what.
Okay.
Um, are your families okay?
Yeah, they're fine. But the fact that it went through one whole household, that's a concern of mine. But yeah, the other
Yeah.
lady. And at first, when the first lady complained, she sometimes can be iffy about, foods coming in. And I thought, okay, I'll take it with a grain of salt. I first heard from her when I was in Europe last week that there was a problem with her turkey. But then when she came in today and I had a further conversation with her, then it became more of a concern. And Stefan was here today too, so he heard all about it. But I
Okay.
will follow
Well,
up with Aaron.
thank you. Please do, because we and maybe just people haven't heard back from their community members who did go to Turkey, but this is the first we're hearing any of this. So hopefully it's the last we're hearing any of this.
Well, and I know
And
there's a lot of food stuff, or not food stuff, but a lot of sickness going on right now, too.
right,
So
right.
who knows? But the turkeys that you have on the order sheet, are they from the same purveyor or no?
They're not this. They're not the same. I can't even
Okay.
tell you off the top of my head if they are from the same vendor or not, but they
Okay.
are separate.
Okay. Well, I still have some left from Thanksgiving, so I should I hold them or go ahead and hand them out or
Um, Let me get back with you on that if you don't mind holding on to them so that
okay.
we can have our food safety
Yeah.
experts
Okay.
weigh in a little bit.
Okay.
Thanks. Well, that's two bad things. You want to get all the bad out of the way? Who else has something? And then we can just move right on into the good stuff. What else is going on, folks?
I'm curious as to how you have turkeys left over. We had so many people ask for them that we couldn't supply.
Uh, well, you always have a sign up and then you have people that don't pick them up and.
We had a waiting list of more than what we could distribute with the ones who didn't show. So,
Did you?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good opportunity to kind of share some of your best practices and what you've learned out from each time you do one of these distributions, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and
Mhm.
might be a good topic for some of your coalition meetings. I know Tompkins just met, but Steuben is coming up, as are the other 4 counties.
Yeah, I can't make the meeting, but maybe Gail will share it because I sent
Hmm.
her a full report of what happened with the turkeys.
Okay, great.
Well, I had the assemblyman from Bath at our Thanksgiving distribution, and I had him loading turkeys into the car, so we did okay.
Nice.
Amanda, hi, this is
Yes.
Rachel Morat. Can
Hi,
you hear me?
Rachel. Yes.
Perfect. So I just had a question about my grant, and I didn't know if this is the right place to ask that question and or the right time during the meeting to ask that question.
This is exactly what this conversation space is for. Whether you're a school food center or a regular pantry or meal site, absolutely.
Okay. So before I placed my order yesterday for the 15th, it said that I had $1,600 in my grant. So I just kept adding things to my cart, and I knew that if I went over, obviously I would pay the bill. But then I got confused because when I got done with the order, it still said $1,600. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it's one of those time periods where the grant thing is not automatically updating like it normally is. And then when I got the invoice and the order finalization from Aaron today, it still said I had $1,600 left in there. And I clearly don't want to leave money on the table, but I also don't want to go order $1,600 worth of food and then it'd be like, oh, nope, sorry, that money wasn't there. So, and I emailed him and asked if I did actually have that money, and A, and then B, if I did, could I add to that order? But I didn't hear back from him.
Okay, so we actually, it is holiday season in the schools, and you guys are swamped. So this actually may have missed this email. What happened is we actually had some additional money from Broome County for emergencies, as well as from New York State. And because you're a school food center, you're slightly different from everybody else on the call in that these pooled grants for emergency food for right now through the end of 2025 are going to hit your orders before your allocated school food center grant. Please order what you need to meet your need, actually double your impact through the rest of the calendar year. And we'll be sending out, I think it's next week, we're hoping to get out communications about what you can expect for your funding for 2026. I will tell everybody. Big grins, you guys get all the rest you need because this is going to allow you to take a breather. There's going to be financial support through 2026. It's one of those weird years. Please don't bank on this, but we're in really good shape for 2026 to help you guys increase your capacity to meet the need. You've all seen a great big increase, anywhere from 10 to some places were 50% increase in people coming for food. Please double your efforts, double your impact. Order what you need.
Okay, thank you, Amanda. But when I checked the grant, like usually when I order, it lowers the grant money. Like I knew that there was the emergency money. I knew I had extra money, but then I had $1,600. I placed my order for what I calculated was about $1,600, and it didn't get reflected in my grant going down up past like the $1,600. So I don't know if it just didn't catch up yet, or if I actually have $1,600 still sitting in there. That's what I'm
Because
trying to.
so okay, your $1,600 from the school food center grant that is coming out of the food bank's account. Everybody else on the call, most of their grants are coming from either the county or New York State. So if for you, because it's food bank money, we're going to make sure that all of the emergency food grants from New York State and the county hit your orders first. That 1,600 is just kind of going to go away because we have enough money in those pooled grants to cover you for the rest of the year. We will reload you on January 1, and you probably won't even tap into your allocation in January 2021 because of all of these other grants that you're going to have available in 2026.
Okay, so I think I'm not asking my question right, because all the rest of the money I had already used except for the emergency money. So the only money I had left was the emergency money. So is that makes
So
more sense now?
these emergency funds, it's a pooled grant. You're not going to see a balance and how much money's left in the account. So what you'll see is what was picking up the cost of the order, and your allocated grant for school food center wholesale, that's probably going to stay there until the end of the year because all of these other pooled grants are covering the cost.
Okay, so if I ordered more stuff to be delivered on the 22nd, if you are actually delivering on the 22nd, because I haven't checked my email about that, would that get covered by the $1,600 that in theory is still sitting there?
Probably not, because that pooled grant still has money in it, and that's going to pick it up first.
All right, thank you.
Please order, Rachel. There's plenty of money in the pooled grants for you to order a little bit more to get your families over the holidays or over the Christmas break, rather. And that pooled grant, there's plenty of money in there to sustain a healthy order from your school food center.
Okay, so then am I able to add something to the delivery that is coming on the 15th instead of getting one on the 22nd, or is that ship sailed?
Reach out to Aaron, because
I did. I just didn't hear back.
Okay, it's 2 business days by 10 a.m. You should actually be able to submit a new order and ask him to combine them.
Okay, perfect.
You betcha.
Thank you.
All right, so everybody else on the call, disregard what I just said to her because your grants work the other way. Not to make this at all confusing.
Okay,
Hi, Karen.
I have a question.
Yes.
I just took over directorship of the Valley Church Pantry this past October. And
Yes.
I saw in your digest that it says partnership and reward cycle. What is that?
Renewals. So partnership renewals is you have to renew your contract.
Mhm.
So last year at the beginning of the year, Al opened up the contract, had everybody else at the pantry like review it and had it signed. You should be able to access the old one in the
Mhm.
account. But if not, we can also send it to you so you're aware of like who he had where and who signed what.
Okay, yeah.
And do you happen to have access to the grants management site?
Is it the same one where I order, or is this a different one?
It's a different site. So let me make a note, Valley, to get you login information
Okay,
for grants management site, and Devin will be in touch.
okay.
We'll get that. We'll get you squared away, Gabe.
All right, thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Kerm, I have you next. I see you, Patrick. I saw your hand too. So let's start with Kerm.
Very quick question. With the extra money that Tioga County is now getting, can I request that Spencer Van not get it until 2026?
So I don't know that answer.
That means he wants to save his money.
So that money from the county is emergency money specifically for the pantries and meals at sites in Tioga County. It is a pooled grant. It's not allocated like our HIPNAP usually is. So it's not a case of saving it. That's going to hit first and get drawn down on before and after your LIF. So once your LIF pooled grant is exhausted, then that county grant would go into effect. So it's an automated system that we have. It's going to draw specifically from certain grants first. The only thing we could do is turn it off for your site but that doesn't mean that other agencies aren't going to tap into it.
Aren't we being allocated on the basis of,
No, not for the county grant, not for the emergency funding.
okay,
Yeah,
So-
that's 100% pooled, just like that we pulled the LIF grant. Yep.
So it's first
Okay.
come, first serve?
Sort of, but there's plenty of money in there.
I
There's
don't
plenty
know
of
how
money.
that works. I don't understand how that works
Okay.
at all.
All right.
My
So-
understanding was that it was just going to be allocated based on the numbers of families we served or something like that, not on.
Hmm. We didn't have that, wasn't written into the grant to my knowledge, or the funding to my knowledge, which was why we elected to create the pooled grant, since you all would be tapping into it. And we also have the additional LIF, and then in 2026, these additional emergency food funding from New York State.
I just don't know how that, with all of the pantries in Tioga County, I'm not sure how that works. I probably need some help understanding how we tap into it.
You don't have to do anything on your end. It's all going to be taken care of in our system. Just like you don't pay for fresh produce, we have funding that's hidden in our system that will automatically cover the cost of like wholesale potatoes. And
I'm
It's-
just, what I'm thinking about is some of the pantries that are smaller perhaps,
Mhm.
and I don't know the size of the pantries in all of them in Tioga County, but it needs to be some kind of a fair equity in terms of distribution, I would think. And that probably needs to be reported
Mhm.
back to the legislators somehow so that we have that.
and So I'm gonna
just
let-
my 2 cents, probably.
right, and we really appreciate it, but I definitely want Matt to weigh in on this. I'll let you weigh in, Matt, and then I might have a couple more things to add to this.
Sure. Thanks, Meta. Kerm, the way I'm thinking about, I'll be very brief, is for those smaller sites, they would have likely a smaller LIF allocation compared to a larger food pantry, say, for example. They'll spend that down quicker, most likely, because it's a smaller amount. That would signal our grant system to then move them to the next round, which would be the county funding. So there are going to be, based on the sizes and based on the amounts, different paces, if that makes sense, for the agencies to access these different funds. The good news is that there are so many different layers to this that there's going to be a good amount of funding, especially for Tioga County, to move from one resource to another so that all the organizations, all the pantries can meet needs now, which is we're seeing as the highest need. So between now and the end of 2026, that's our focus on making sure that there's a seamless, a continuity of funds amongst all these different resources, whether it's HIPNEP, LIF, county grant if the county has it, the emergency funds, etc. I don't know if that helps, but that's how I kind of reconcile it in my mind.
Ouch. Oh, come on.
And we can also talk more about it at the coalition meeting if you have more questions. And absolutely, Patrick.
Yeah, I can respond a little bit to Kerm and a little bit my own thoughts. My pantry worker Shelley, a couple ideas, and I was concerned about which money was going where and what money was called free money and what we did. And I learned that certain menu items began with the number 3, and some Nourish New York ones ended with a letter N. And so, all that said, my food pantry worker here in Nichols has the opportunity to order the food that we need for our community so they can have the best December they've ever had. I said, hey, order. So I said, Shelley, or go ahead. I know the money's there. I know that the bill is going to end up being zero, and our customers are going to have the best December we've ever had in 5 or 6 years. Let them have the food. For example, based on family size, you have a family of 2 or 3 people, 3-day supplement, and we happen to have some food recovery food. We've been giving away, rather than one item per shelf, and this isn't food bank money, but or money, but food recovery that we do. I just said, go ahead and give everybody 2 things for every shelf because there's so much available. Uh, if there's meat available. If you have space in your freezer, go ahead and order it. Um, we are not in Nichols, we are not stockpiling anything, not at all, zero stockpiling, but we are offering a great amount of food for all of our customers throughout the month of December. So we're just trying to make our families really, really happy until the end of December 31st.
Thanks,
That's
Patrick.
our perspective.
And Kerm, I did a quick check while Patrick was speaking. There are 12 agencies in Tioga County that could access this grant. Half of them have tapped into it. So that tells us half of them have been through their LIF. So now they're tapping into this grant to help continue to meet the needs, and that tells me that the other half still have their LIF.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that it's fair for everybody, and especially the small ones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for example, as far as I know, we've used our LIF already.
Yep.
And so we're going to be, if this is available, we'll be tapping into it next week. And so, like I said, I just wanted to make sure because that's how we promoted it is available for everybody and so forth. So, and I know it's a fairly good sized amount, and they probably will, but I just think it's a question of equity for everybody.
And we really do appreciate that perspective, Kerm. So this money is going to go through the end of 2025, and whatever balance is left over is going to roll into 2026. And so, like I said, 6 of the agencies have already tapped into it, only to the amount of $18,000. So it's got a long way to go. And we'll make sure that the priorities hit right so that when an agency needs to tap into it, they will.
I'm gonna say, Kerm, when do you receive your orders? When is your delivery?
Next Tuesday.
Next. Okay, so same as ours because it's Tioga County. So, and you've
and we've used
so
the LIF already, so the total amount would be coming out of this this order.
And from my experience, I would say to the Spencer Food Pantry, order based on the people you're going to serve over the next week, and if that means they can get 2 meat choices rather than one, put it on your cart and order it off the menu. Make like I said, for us in Nichols, we're just gonna try to make everybody happy. They come in and they usually get a bag and a half. They might be walking out with 3 they have 3 boxes just because the food's available.
Yeah, I mean, we do a 4-day meal already, and so people are used to getting quite a lot of food. So, but we'll work with whatever you come up with, but
And Term, if there are pantries that you're concerned about, bring it up at your next coalition meeting and make sure that they know that they should be ordering, that there's plenty of funding
Right.
there. Encourage them to take advantage of it because this is not going to be permanent. Will get us through 2026,
Mhm.
but then after that, we're going to have to go back to the old ways. So
I'm sure.
With that being said, I know you're asking us not to stockpile and we're trying not to do that. But our order came today and we are getting all this stuff that is not on our order. And so, yeah, today I thought I was gonna pull my hair out. Frozen vegetables, yeah, stuff that we did not order. I mean, we'll certainly take it, but we also have to look at how much room do we have in our pantries, in the freezer and refrigerator.
okay, Jean, do you happen to
Hey,
have a list of like what all extra? Was it like wholesale extra or was it, pardon me, retail recovery that we had extra and we were pushing it?
I don't, how can I tell that? It was definitely frozen vegetables.
Was it in like a sealed case like you would get normally if you ordered like
Yeah,
bagged?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, extra wholesale piece.
And
Wholesale.
the milk came, and you apparently are getting milk that's outdated because that's what came to us.
Yes. It is possible for us to send out past date milk. We do get an extension on milk and
Okay.
many other products. And there's wonderful guidance with some documents that are on our website, but we can also make sure that your PPCs are sending them back out again. Is this food still good to eat? Resource. Basically, your rule of thumb, and this is my own personal, and this is why Eric's not on the call. Yes, we have these dates, but if it's milk, pour a little bit into a cup and smell it.
Right. No, and that's what we told the people, and we made them take double because we still
Mhm.
had some left from last week. The problem is the date was Saturday, and one that was open today was not good, and the other one was. So yeah, it's hard to tell.
It
But
really is hard to tell, but always smell it. Um, I've got some regulars on here. What do I always say about eggs? What do you do with the eggs? Who remembers?
Water. Put it in water, see if it
Put it-
floats.
There it is.
There
You
you
float
go.
your eggs.
Make sure the water's cold though. You gotta have cold water in order.
You do. You do. All
And
right.
if they
So
float,
thinking
they're
that.
still good or bad?
If they float, they're bad.
They're bad. Okay.
Mhm.
Cold
And if
water.
they sink, they're fresh. But if they're right in the middle, that's the sweet spot for deviled eggs. And Matt just put in the chat that fresh milk is safe to drink within 7 days past the date printed
Yeah.
on the container.
Yeah, we know that.
If refrigerated properly.
Quality
It's-
test. Yes, Matt. Quality test
Yeah,
for eggs.
we totally understand that, but when you're dealing with people that are checking the dates, it's
Mhm.
hard to
Yeah.
convince them.
It's true.
And this really comes down to education and
Yeah,
always sharing it and inviting them if there's a community training or workshop, either by CCE or one of our nutrition trainers are offering about this stuff, encourage them to attend and just keep getting the word out.
Amanda,
Thank you, Matt. Client choice is number one priority. Yes.
we just had a situation where a person was disgruntled because of dates that was on the milk, etc. And I always share that information. I always have printouts.
Mhm.
And this person went on our Facebook page and put a very negative thing about what poor quality we have. Don't waste your time going there. It's outdated. These people don't.
Mhm.
And I honestly did not respond right away but so many of our other shoppers responded and said, talk to them and all this other stuff. And that was positive. So I let them handle it.
Yeah. And
That's
Linda,
beautiful.
sometimes it's nice to follow up with the reference materials that the food bank has about dates. And
Mhm.
they've got a nice page that we can post or that we sometimes go through and share then on our Facebook page
Mhm.
about the past due dates and the usable dates. So we don't always respond to their Facebook posts, but we will post usable dates on our Facebook page maybe a few days after, not the same day, but a few days later we will just share a nice post about usable dates of products in a very positive manner. And that usually kind of takes care of some of that too.
Good point, Sally. And Matt just actually shared the link to our Is This Food Still Good to Eat on our website. So feel free to post it. And as I'm looking at all of you, a good half of you have a fairly decent, robust social media presence. So please share away. Share away.
Patrick's sharing it right now, actually. He's holding it up for us.
Ah, yay!
I have a whole stack of them.
We all do.
Whole stack of
Yeah,
them.
we have 'em
Everybody gets one.
Yeah,
Yep.
Linda, I think we've all been Facebook, I'll use the word shamed
Yep.
without or some past due dates before. I think that's kind of just what people do, unfortunately, when
Well,
they
yeah.
experience some things. But
Okay,
we'll
I can't
help
get
you through that. We will help you through that.
I can't get back into where I was because I opened up Matt's link.
Oh no. Well, we can still see you.
I can't see anybody.
You could maybe hit escape. That
Yeah,
might
I did.
help.
I did a few times.
All right.
Don't worry about it. You guys are there. That's all that matters. I can hear.
All right. Sounds good, Linda. All right. A lot of good stuff. What else is on people's minds? We've made it through one holiday, gearing up for the next and the new year.
What's the story on all that fish?
Oh, what fish?
We got hit with all of that catfish, and
Catfish and pollock.
we got hit with 20 cases, and I'm wondering what's going on.
You got extra food too.
This was, and I had to find freezers for it.
Yeah.
It was like people for the last 3 weeks have gotten nothing but fish pretty much other than their turkeys.
Oh, I guess they're ready for Lent.
That's what I said. Put it away.
I don't have an answer. I actually don't know.
Oh, you
Other
don't
than
know
to
why it
say,
came? Hmm.
no, other than to say our orders, each of you is ordering, if not more often than right on your normal schedule, but you're ordering larger orders. And so our team out there is working through bigger and many more orders than they typically would normally do. And it might just be chalked up to human error. But anytime you do have a discrepancy on your order, whether you're being shorted, you've got extra, it's been damaged, whatever it might be, please reach out to Aaron. And he's kind of like the fielding of all this. He triages all of this challenges or great things with orders. And in fact, it's not announced yet, but you hopped on open office hours, so you get a sneak preview. We actually created a specific email address for any of your order and delivery concerns. And it's going to be orders@foodbankst.org. And we'll be sharing that out shortly. And also with that, we'll be sharing out the cell phone number directly to Aaron, or whoever. If he's off, one of us has it, so that you don't have to try and catch him on a landline. These are where he's texting from or calling from with your delivery times and stuff like that, or any issues.
Well, the delivery came right. I had 2 trucks in a row, the chow and that one, and it was freezing outside. So I was in the other building handling produce, et cetera, that goes inside. And I didn't know about it until they said, long after the truck left, well, what do we do with all this fish? I said, what are you talking about? I said, I know what I ordered. And they said, no. And I said, you got to bring it to me sooner. You got to tell me sooner. But
Yeah.
we got a place for it. We opened up all the freezers, and thank God for the cold weather too. That while we were trying to find freezer space, nothing thawed.
That's about the only good thing we can say about this cold weather.
Yes.
It will follow up with our operations team and be like, hey, we've heard from a couple sites that there's been surprise frozen products, just checking kind of deal. And if there's anything to come of it, we'll follow back up with you directly. But just keep letting Aaron know when there's a discrepancy.
I think I told Devin instead of Aaron. Okay, now I know.
Yeah, and hopefully Devin is communicating that back to Aaron.
He was out of town.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was away.
And I should have been his backup. Did you reach out to me, Linda?
No, I reached out to him, and I didn't know he was away. until he got back. He goes, I just got back in town and got your message. And I'm thinking, I've already gotten rid of half of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can't get a hold of your PPC because either they're on vacation or something, please know you can always contact me.
Okay.
All right. This is such a
I
little
want
weird
my driver back.
hodgepodge.
I want my
Who's
driver
your,
back.
who's your
Christina.
driver normally?
Christine,
Oh, and who'd you have?
a new young man, meaning that he's younger than me. But I mean, he was no child, but I mean, it was a different driver.
Oh, it's good to know we haven't hired any kiddos lately.
No, he was fine. It's just that Christina knows our routine, knows like, okay, produce goes in this spot, this goes.
Mhm.
It's nice having her there. And the guys
It
like
is.
her. They get along great with her that do the food for us.
Well, if it's okay with you, I'll pass that little sweet comment on to her and to her supervisor.
She's a sweetie.
Yeah, I'm a Christina fan for sure.
Yeah,
All
were
right,
from
what
the
else
beginning, yeah. Mhm.
What else is going on?
Does anybody else see a lot of their customers being hoarders, food hoarders? And let me explain. I have a gentleman who's been helping me with the food and getting the bags together for people and helping them. And he takes them out to their car out of not necessity, but he's being polite. And we are finding more and more cars that come and you open up they open up the trunk and they've got it full of food.
Mm-hmm.
And here I'm cutting eggs into half dozens, and they'll have 2 dozen eggs sitting there from the last pantry they went to that morning.
Right.
What do I do? I'm not taking the food back. I mean, they deserve it, but they're hoarding it.
We see that every once in a while as well. And oftentimes it's the same people that go to multiple pantries.
Mm-hmm. And they'll admit it.
Right.
And they'll say, well, I was at the truck and then and I went to Catholic Charities. And when I was done with that, I went and they come out and they'll tell us. And we won't offer an opinion on that because it's not our place. I don't know.
Linda,
Yes, dear.
when people visit you, they check in, they check in with you when they arrive,
Mm-hmm.
and so do you? I don't know. I've never been to your location, but do you have many families all at the same time?
Oh yeah,
in
we have a
your
line out the door.
A line out the door. Oh, so you don't have a place inside? Oh, really? Because for us, we have people that we scratch our heads about occasionally, and
And they tattle.
sometimes the same
Mm-hmm.
same ones.
Mm-hmm.
Though one thing we do is we only allow 2 families to shop at a time. We have that ability. So we have 2 shopping carts. And if the 2 shopping carts are being used, you just have to wait your turn. And I don't know if that stops what you're talking about, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's the definition of food insecurity.
I think they
Yeah.
got so scared with that
Yeah.
SNAP benefit situation that they've overcompensated right now. But
Well,
I
and
stick to guidelines.
there's also the true issue of hoarders, and it's a mental health issue and
Mhm.
beyond our purview. And sometimes we just have to, look beyond that and let it go.
Exactly. That's what I tell the gentleman he comes in and one time he was near tears. He said, I'm trying to help people that I know don't have anything. And the trunk was so full of food, I didn't even really have room to put this in there. And
Mhm.
he just shook his head because he doesn't have a lot either. But it's sad. I mean, we're trying to help. We'll continue.
We had to keep we used to have a clothing boutique here in Nichols. We haven't had for a year and a half. And we had policies on how many items of clothing you could get. And I had volunteers come to me and say, Patrick, This lady, she left with like a whole cart full of clothing, and one of their friends tattletailed on them and said, "Oh yeah, you ought to go to their house. She's got it stacked up to her ceilings." It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, so it's a tough one.
Yeah, but I have the ones, I'm near Jemay's flea market, and we have clothing on household and everything, and I will go down there with my husband. I go walking while he's just peeking around, and I see these shoppers down there selling our stuff, and I'll just nicely say, please don't, they can come back for food. I just say, please don't come back and shop at our place again. I'm sorry, you're not welcome. But of course, food, I never say that to.
Yeah, it's to Jean's point, it is a mental health issue, and it is such a small percentage of people that tend to hoard or go pantry hop or utilize beyond what their immediate need is. And we're not in that business to policing that. I would just caution that if you do see somebody that has quite a bit in their trunk, and if there's cold stuff, just remind them about some food safety to make sure that they get it put away and they're not traveling super far, because we don't need them to get sick too.
Right.
But I appreciate your guys' approach to this and letting people know, like, hey, we're in the business to hand out the food and make sure it gets to people that need it. We don't know the full story back at their house.
Right.
And appreciate that, all of you. And just for you know, Linda, I did pass along the kudos to Jason, who supervises Christina. So
thanks. I know you like
betcha.
Mm-hmm.
I do like her.
The other thing you can do on the yearly TFAP certification, they say, do you understand the food's only to be used in your household? So you can reiterate that. And if there are other people who need the food, please encourage them to visit the pantry, is what we always do on the recertification each year.
Do you recertify in
trauma
paper?
response.
No.
You know, they've been without food, so they're doing that because it's a trauma response, and for sure.
I'm sorry, are your certifications on paper or are they in the
No, we do it on the system, but that's one of the things that they're agreeing to in doing the verbal signature.
But that's only one time.
Yeah, but
it's a good idea
it's
to
one
reiterate
step of encouraging them only to use it in their household, and if someone else needs the food, please encourage them to visit the pantry.
We can add that while we're handing out food. Yes, we could talk to people about that because we're always sharing recipes too.
We haven't done a food bank. I mean, so let me just thinking back, like many years ago when I roughly first started. I remember there was like this little bit of a contest of that we reached out to all of our partners and like, hey, submit your favorite recipe, like kind of like a little interactive thing, and then we tested them out. And some staff got to choose. Matt, we might have to bring that back.
Who was the taster? Who was the taste test person?
I don't remember the details, but I do remember, like, Matt, do you remember off the top of your head? Because we had the recipe, the pancakes or something that won the war.
Yeah,
those lentil pancakes.
Right. Yeah. Well, they were split peas.
Oh, split peas. That was it.
Yes, we got some split pea pancake recipes from World War I.
Oh, that doesn't even sound good.
No,
they were actually pretty good.
They were good, and I think they came from Tioga County, so you know it's good.
Ooh.
Yeah, we might have to get creative in 2026. If you guys have any fun ideas to engage the network, keep them coming at us. All right. Well, 45 minutes really flew by. So we got about 15 minutes left. What else is on people's minds?
Amanda, can you tell if there's any grants that I've got to use up before the end of the year? Because I have you here, I can't see.
Keep talking about other stuff while I'm sleuthing.
Thanks, Kerm.
Thanks, Kerm.
Bye, Kerm.
Bye. Oh, Merry Christmas too, ahead of time, in case anybody leaves.
Oh, absolutely.
I will
So here's the,
share with all the people of Tioga County that Catholic Charities Catholic Charities is finally it's been a long time coming, but Catholic Charities is going to have a food truck. We are going to have we haven't had a kitchen for a year and a half because we moved down off the hill, and we're going to have a food truck that's going to take the place of our commercial kitchen, and we're going to provide homemade hot lunches 5 days a week at some point in 2026 when the truck gets finished and completed, and it will be offering homemade hot meals 4 days a week in Nichols, and then on a regular schedule our food truck will be visiting other locations within the county on Mondays for lunch. So keep your eyes and ears open for the Catholic Charities food truck. I don't know, Appalachian, Owego, Spencer, Newark Valley, Waverly, name whatever town you want to name. The truck could be near you in 2026.
Yay.
I just want to say, I those at least in Tompkins County, I have some Simple Green cases of Simple Green. Jean, I sent you an email.
Yeah, what time do you close, Glenda?
4:30.
Okay, all right.
We don't really need to be here. You can just come and get it. To give away to anybody in hand sanitizer that would like it. And this is not part of the food bank that where we had to sign about sub distribution, because this did not run through the food bank. I just need to get rid of it. So anybody could come, even if you want to come from Tioga County and pick it up.
Glenda, what's the size of the Simple Green? Or
Gallons
are they,
in cases, 4 cases to a gallon, or 4 gallons to a case.
and you're offering this to anybody?
Yep.
Oh, okay. What's the name of your location?
We're at 701 Spencer Road in Ithaca. We're behind the Salvation Army thrift store.
And what's your name?
My name is Glenda, Glenda.
What's the name of your location?
Community Action.
Community Action?
Tompkins Community Action.
Okay, that's cool.
And we have hand sanitizer, gallons of hand sanitizer, some funky hand sanitizer that goes into a dispenser, and Simple Green. This was a donation that we received, like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 pallets of it.
Wow. That's us. Wow. Is right.
I will
That's
never,
the only word
I
for
will
it. Is
never
wow.
agree to that again. Let me just tell you.
Are we only allowed to use that in-house?
No.
Like a gallon of Simple Green. I mean, could we utilize that in whatever way will keep things clean? I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
No restrictions on that.
It's a cleaner.
Yeah, we have Simple Green here.
And it's, well, right, I can tell you probably because it's outside, it's been frozen, but I looked it up, and as long as you thaw it and then shake it up, it's still good to use.
Glenda, the donor, was that donated with the intention for your organization to use it as needed, or was it intended for your organization to distribute it to clients? Or was it not to distribute it as clients?
There was actually no intention. It was, we could use it, our clients could use it.
Oh, great.
Get rid of it.
Okay. That's even better.
And it didn't, like I said, it didn't run through the food bank. Like, I didn't weigh it in. I didn't do any of that stuff. So but I'm just offering it.
Very cool.
Glenda, right after COVID, when there was all those gallons of the sanitizer that came through,
Uh-huh.
I took a whole lot of it. And what I did was every time somebody came in for food, I explained that hand sanitizer is great for cleaning your kitchen counters, around your sinks, and more around the toilets.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because it's got the peroxide in it. And it's very effective. And people took it by the gallons. Seriously.
Okay. So if you just want, let me know. I can put my email in the chat or my phone number if you're interested.
If I wasn't so far away.
Yeah.
I'd like your phone number, Glenda.
I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay.
Maybe it was already discussed before I hopped on, but the special additional funds that Tioga Downs provided to the food bank, is that going to be a pooled grant for pantries as well? And where
Tioga
does that-
Downs?
Yeah.
Oh, the most recent. We don't have an update on what the intention is for those yet. At least I haven't received it, so I can't speak to it yet.
Okay.
What we did discuss was that the emergency funding from Tioga County
Right.
was
I was here for
not
that
turned
part.
into. Okay, then
Yeah,
I won't
thank you.
reiterate. No, so we haven't. But I can ask. I can ping the people who know this stuff and see what the plan is for it. Let me add a
If it-
note for that.
Does end up being a pooled grant, it will get in line after the emergency county funding for Tioga County folk?
I can't even tell you if that's for sure. It's
Okay.
all depends on what is written into the donation and how it's expected to be used and by when.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You guys just kind of just run with this. I love that. I love hopping on this call because I never know where you guys are going to go and what's going to be relevant to you. We are down to the last 8 minutes. I see that Janet was able to join, and hi, Ron. Anything from your guys' ends of the world?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. Does the food bank accept donations that are earmarked directly for your agency's account?
Yes.
Okay, so you just need to tell the food bank that this is a donation and apply it to our
Mm-hmm.
agency account.
So,
Okay,
so typically what happens is if you have a local donor who wants to send it directly to us, they can add it in the memo section on the check. There was, I don't know if it's been resolved. We're in the process of updating our website. So there had been a little box. If somebody were donating via the website, they could add a note to which agency it was going to. But yes, absolutely, you can have folks donate directly to us for your organization. What we ask them to use is your agency reference number and your
Okay.
agency name, and that it's a donation to that organization so that it doesn't get dumped into our general fund.
okay,
And then after it gets processed, Aaron will actually send an email letting you know that we received it. And it's typically an anonymous donation unless the donor specifies that they would like us to share their contact information with the organization.
okay,
And if they
Okay.
say that, we'll share that information along.
okay. And
That's an easy one.
another question, if you make an order and you do not want to apply grants against it, how do you just put that in the notes or something on the order?
Yes, we ask that you put it in the notes on the order and then also follow it up to the new orders email, orders@foodbankst.org. You're getting the firsthand knowledge of this because it hasn't been broadly communicated yet. We just had it created, I think, yesterday or Friday. And most grants will be taken off. We do have some specific grants for specific products that we can't remove. So we cannot remove any grants from Nourish New York.
Okay, yeah,
So
okay.
those we have to voucher right back to New York State. So that grant kind of has to stay. And the same thing with HIPNIP produce or a HIPNAP, dairy, milk, those would have to stay. But for the everything else, we could remove grants. Yes.
Okay. One last thing, due to technical difficulties, I didn't come in till late on the call. About the emergency funding, can you give me like a quick snapshot of what you were discussing earlier?
Are we talking about for the rest of this year or for 2026?
Both, I guess.
So for the rest of this year, if you still have a balance in your normal HIPNAP allocated that we gave to you on July 1, it's not being frozen, but for all intents and purposes, it's being frozen because it's the lowest thing on the priority list.
Okay.
And then you received an allocated LIF. You will continue to draw down your allocated LIF until that's gone, and then that will roll you into a county emergency grant,
Okay.
which Broome County has. Once those funds are gone, that's going to dump you into the pooled LIF grant. Once those are exhausted, in 2026, there is a larger, it's coming, there's going to be a larger pooled grant that's going to be the safety net to get you through the rest of the calendar year. We're finalizing communications on that now. So hopefully we'll be able to send that out in the next few days, maybe Monday next week at the latest. But in that email, there's going to be a lot of updates. There's a lot of change coming, and we can't help the fact that it's all hitting right now. I wish we could. So we're rolling with it. We hope that you guys all roll with it. Some of the changes for the good, for the better, and then some is just like one more thing. It's one more thing. But we're here with you. So just keep talking to us. Ask for clarification on any of it. But yeah. So that's kind of the lowdown on the funding, and more information to come.
Okay. All right.
Good questions. How about you, Dot or Janet?
I'm not totally sure. I've been working with Sarah. We have a freezer that bit the big one. So she gave me some information back on that today. I've been noodling around trying to get the response back, and she got back to me today. I understand she was out. So wasn't trying to rabble rouse or anything like that. It's just a situation where I need to have some guidance in terms of which way we're going. So I think we'll buy one and then we'll submit for reimbursement if it's possible. Out of the 2026. Is that a potential?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you have the need for it right now and you have the funds to get it. I would go that route because we just can't move it along fast enough to maybe meet your need.
Yeah, that's kind of how I read her email, but I appreciate the clarification. It's like you asked last week, what's something you do every season or this time every year, and mine is we have a freezer catastrophe of some sort or another.
This is 2 years in a row, right?
Yeah, you remember the catfish catastrophe of 2024.
Oh my goodness. Let's hope that this is the end of this cycle.
Oh my God, you're not telling me anything new. So.
Hi, Dot. I get to see you.
Hi. We had those couple months where things got changed around, and then I've been on grandbaby duty because my older granddaughter's been doing swimming lessons on Monday. That's why I was late today, because I had a note to remember you guys were on at 4, and about 10 after 4 on my way to Nunday, I went, oh! So that's when I joined. But I guess the biggest thing that I'm just wondering, I've got an overload of chickpeas right now that came off the last few MFP trucks and whatever. Are we already at the point as far as, I had put in when we were trying to get the, whatever I want to call it, the agreement or whatever with
Yep.
the programs that we can share with. I
Yep.
had put in, am I able to offer those places that I had said? Am I okay to do that right now? Or do I need to wait until the others?
Don't wait.
implemented, or?
Don't wait. We had the best of intentions to getting everybody signed on to that addendum back in October, and then the
Okay.
world imploded on us.
Other priority.
So it kept getting pushed down the bottom. And I appreciate everybody who's been like, hey, is this still a thing? Is this still a thing? And it is still a thing, but what we'll do is we'll just roll it into your renewals. You'll have to fill out your renewal and then go into this one and sign on this one. But I'll make sure that everybody gets signed onto it if needed. And we really appreciate your flexibility. But to answer your question, we're not enforcing anything until March 1. So
Okay.
please share. Hello, baby. Is that red hair?
Ian, this is the little one. My other one is 3.5. And this is
hello.
Gavia.
Ah, so sweet. So sweet.
She just turned a year old on Thursday. Say
Oh my
hi, babe.
goodness.
Wave.
Like, no, I'm too fascinated with looking at myself. Yeah, so basically share away, always document, and just in case there is a recall. But I think you're fine to do that right now to make some room.
How do I document? I just make a personal note to me, or do I need to let you all know?
No, make a personal note to you where it went and when it went, and so that you have.
I know
We'll be
where to go
formally
if we have a
rolling this
problem.
out, and we'll be formally rolling it out in 2026, and I'll make sure everybody gets signed on.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, we're down to 5:01. Last call. Anything else?
Amanda, did you answer my question before? Because I stepped away and I gave you a note, be right back.
I didn't. I didn't answer it. You do have allocated money in 2 of your grants that you can spend through. It's showing a balance on your LIF purchase, your allocated LIF. So go ahead and spend through that.
For 2025 or is that till
Yeah,
March?
so no, you can, that's not the pooled grant. You'll have that right now. So go ahead and spend it. When you log in to your PWW, ignore your regular HipNap, look at your allocated LIF, spend that.
Okay.
And then some, because there's plenty to help you meet that increased need that you were talking about.
Thank you.
You betcha.
And Merry
All
Christmas
right.
to everybody.
Yes. I will definitely probably be on the first open office hours of 2026 to kind of like pass the torch to Sarah. But we're not strangers. And do expect more guests to hop on throughout the year. Anticipate more people like Matt joining, members of our senior leadership team, especially around specific times of the year when a lot of these critical and really important topics come up. And anything, final last call before we close this up for 2025.
You were going to give an email for the food bank orders if there's an error or a.
Oh, let me put that in the chat right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Gay. .org. There you go. It's in there. It's orders at foodbankst.org.
Okay, foodbankst.org.
And we'll be sending out more communication with that information as well. So you can anticipate that in the next coming week. Bear with us as we dump more changes on you. We wouldn't do it if we didn't have to, kind of deal here. So stay tuned, more to come, and enjoy your holidays, guys.
Yeah,
We're
you
here,
too.
so don't be strangers. And I'm going to miss all of you.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.